in R. So treating missing values is very important, as we have already discussed. It affects the output or the final result of the analysis that we are doing for the data set. So let's understand how to treat these missing values. So first we will understand how to remove any values. So first we will have a vector. Let's suppose there is a vector with name as x. It contains values wherein there are two NA values present in it. Now, first thing we will understand how to identify all the missing values. For that, we are saving it in a variable d, and the function we will use to identify these missing values is .na. And within the brackets, I have provided this vector name, that is x. So once you will execute this is.na, what we will do, it will save all the any values wherever, like the third position and the fourth and the fifth position in this d variable. What we will get as an output of this value is, we have used the square bracket notations along with exclamation sign, which means it will remove all those values present in this variable d from this vector x, and it will give you the output where all there are values that are complete cases available to us. Next is how to remove NaN. NaN means not a number. So similar ways, what is a first we should understand what is NaN. So NaN means that is not a number wherein we are dividing a number with zero, or it cannot be a proper number that can be identified. That is also considered as missing value in the data set. So let's consider that there is a vector created inside x variable. So there is 1, 2, then there is third position as NA, fourth is an NaN. Now 0 divided by 0, it can be like, it is not a number. So that is why it will be considered as NaN. So what we are learning in this, we will understand how to remove all these NaN values. Next, we will create a variable in which we will save all these NaN. So is.nan will help us to remove all these values from this data set. Similar way, the way we excluded all the values present of the NAs present in this variable, similar way we have saved all the NaN in this D variable, and then we have ignored or excluded with it using exclamation mark from this vector. Now, when you execute it, it will give you a result wherein there will be NA, because we have just removed the NaN value. That is the numbers that are not available, which are not a proper number. Now, NaN value, they are considered as NA. They are considered as missing values, but it cannot be reversed. Next is complete cases. Now, what are complete cases? It means all those rows where all the data is available. There is a vector which contains NA value as well as NaN values. Now, complete dot cases is the function. We will provide this vector. We will provide this vector inside this function. What it will result in, all the complete cases. In this, the complete case is 1, 2, and 4 value. So let's see what is the output. So it will return you the Boolean values. Now, what are Boolean values? That is true and false. So wherever there is complete case, like first position, second position, and the last position, they are the complete cases where there is no NA or NaN. It will give a true value there, and wherever there is NA or NaN, it will give the false value. Next is finding the location of NaN or NA values and using sums, like what all functions we can use with this NA function. So first is which function. So which helps us to understand where all this is.na is present. It means inside this which function we will be using is.na, what will happen? All those position wherever is.na, wherever na is present, it will return us the position of that value. Next, we can use sum function, we can use column sum function, we can use row sum functions using is.na inside it. Let's understand it using R. So let's go to R and understand how to use all these functions in the, so we can use all these functions in R. So let's go to R and understand how to use it with the data set. So let's understand how to treat missing values in R. So I have created 4 vectors here. So the first vector, it is a complete vector. There are some more ways to treat missing values in R. So one of them is removing those missing values. Now to remove missing values, like when we are using any arithmetic functions, say mean, median, max, minimum, summing. So what we can use along with that is na.rm and make it true. Now na.rm means removing all the na values present in that data set that you are using. So we will learn how to use na.rm. Then we have already understood how to use omit and exclude function to remove na values. The second way we can treat missing values is by filling or imputing the na values with a reasonable value. Now what is filling those na numbers are actually, you can fill it with a fixed number. Let's say there are some numbers missing values in the age group, or let's say in some input related to a fixed numbers. So you can just impute those numbers, all those na values, you can fill them with a fixed number, let's say 50. So we learn how to replace all those NAs with a fixed number. Then we will learn how to impute reasonable number. Now reasonable number here, reasonable value, we can say, like for example, we have marks of students. Some of them, they might have missed the exam, their values become missed. So what we will do, we can give them average marks or we can give them minimum marks. So we will understand how to impute those mean values or minimum values in those missing numbers. So let's go to R and understand how to treat these missing values.